Welcome to Season 2 of the SOAR podcast, the place for creative entrepreneurs who want to build healthier, happier, more profitable self-employed businesses. I'm your host, Ray Hyde Cornell, business mentor at Chiron Consulting and CEO and senior copywriter at Cornell Content Marketing. Get ready to soar. Welcome to the SOAR podcast. On our episode today, we have Luisa Ferrario. Luisa, tell our listeners what it is you do.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me. So the short one is that I am a six-figure business coach. Then a longer one, but not too long, is that I empower female business owners to activate mindset, their leadership skills, and their business system in order to accelerate to reach six figures and beyond.
And so for context, who do you work with? Like, who does this model that we're going to dive into today, who does this apply to and who does it work best for?
Yeah, I usually support service-based entrepreneurs. Usually they can be coaches, consultants, marketing strategists, but also sometimes, photographers or lawyers. So everyone who is in a service-based business, and usually they already make around 5K a month. Okay, so they haven't started the business yesterday. They at least have been in business for a couple of years. They also have their small flow of clients, and so we can take it from there. And I can help them accelerate to six figure with a proven system that has been working for years.
Excellent. And so what you're known for is helping people get to six figures in about 90 days. And at first glance, that looks a little ambitious.
No. It's double into the income in 90 days.
Oh, so that's even more then, because if someone is starting out at 5K and you want to help them get to six figures, that's 8,300 a month. I'm not doing my math right, am I?
So what I help them with is to double the monthly income in 90 days or less so that they can accelerate to get to six figures. So once for 3 months in a row, they have been to 10K, basically, because if they start around 5K, they get to 10K. They know how it works. And so then they can accelerate and in a matter of months, they can get to the six figures. Yeah.
And that's more than six figures. If you're doing 10K a month, that's 120 a year. So I think my point here, the reason I'm kind of harping on this so much is a lot of people get intimidated by the whole six figures label, but really six figures, I think I am doing my math right, that's $8,300 a month. And if you're already at 5K, and if Luisa is going to give you a 90-day model to accelerate your business in all of these business systems, that's actually very doable to go from 5K to 8,300 per month. So talk to me about this system. You have the 3 powerful ones. Talk to me about that language, because I've never heard that phrasing before.
Yeah, it's my own phrase, actually. So first of all, my process is a step-by-step guidance. Okay, so it's nothing that you are left alone or that you are overwhelmed with. It's something that we go through the step-by-step together. And the 3 powerful ones basically are mindset, Emotionset, and Energyset. Okay, there are those 3 sets that need to be activated. So what I have find out over the years, I have been an entrepreneur for 25 years, and I have been in the coaching business for 16 years. And I have worked with Fortune 500 companies. I have worked with big corporations. I also have worked with a lot of medium-sized or small-sized business companies. And then in the past 4 or 5 years, I just worked with small businesses because they have been called by them in a way. They were showing up as if by magic. And so I have been so blessed that I could just be there for them. And so what I found out over those amount of years that I have been in business is that when we get in our own way, we need someone from the outside who helps us to reflect back what is going on and help us switch the energy of the energy we are functioning from. I hope it makes sense.
Yes.
Yes, stop me if it doesn't, so that I can say it in a different way. And so when you switch the energy and you function from an abundance energy, because the growth energy is not enough. It's not enough. It's enough when you are getting started. It's enough when you are consistently hitting a certain figure and you want to keep doing that. But when you want to grow, you need to go to the other level of energy. And so you need to tap into the energy of abundance. Okay. Yeah. And when we want to do that, we have a lot of emotions coming out, and we have a lot of mindset, let's say, mindset scarcity that shows up, and that usually prevents us to move forward and to grow to the extent that we are talking about, that is to double in the monthly income. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And I think this is a really good point, because there are different stages of business. There are different stages of us personally growing into our businesses. And I love this point that you're making, that the energy that we start our businesses with, that is a very ambitious, like, I'm going to hit the ground running. I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to make shit happen. But that burns out over time. And once we've done the thing that we set out to do, then our energy shifts and it becomes, okay, well, I've started the snowball, but how do I actually make it grow and stay balanced and beautiful and functional? That's the shift that you're talking about, where we're going from this very energetic, youthful exuberance into a more mature abundance mindset of, what do I really want and what do I really deserve and what will I really allow into my business? Because in those early days, we'll allow just about anything. We'll work with any clients, we'll take any gig that comes our way as we're exploring what we want. So for you, how do you identify when someone is at that transition point where they're ready to start taking themselves seriously and they need to make that switch into a more abundance mindset?
Yeah, we have an intake form that we ask people to fill in order to apply, and then we have some questions there, and we wanted to test their willingness of moving forward, because out of genuinity, people can tell you that they are ready, but it's not enough. I can tell because I have seen that happen in so many times. And so what we are looking for is the willingness and then the commitment. The committed to do a bit of work. That is, of course, a smart work. It's not a hard work, but it has to have your commitment because it takes consistency. Yeah. And because every time, and if anybody there is a coach, they know what I'm talking about. Every time we want to create change and we want to manifest or actualize a transformation, it takes extra energy. And you were mentioning that when we are at the beginning, we have this exuberance, this excitement. We are like a glass where that is full of things, and so we have more of. And then as we continue, a lot of things happen because life happens, and we have a lot of distractions coming our own way. And so when we wanted to move a step forward, we need someone who can help us bring in again that energy, but with a different focus. That is the focus of abundance, okay? And that is a way to equalize what is going on in the business and in our life. Again, if you do not resonate, or if it doesn't make sense, please stop me. Okay.
No, I think this is going to really resonate with our audience, because a lot of what I talk about is how everything in your business needs to start with you. And I love that when you talk about the three powerful ones, you're not talking about your CRM and your marketing strategy and your social media platforms. That's not what you're talking about. Everything that you're talking about, mindset, Emotionset, Energyset, those are all within us.
Yeah.
So where do you see, let's start with mindset. Where do you see the most challenges for women who want to level up their business, hit those consistent six-figure marks, and yet they're struggling with mindset blocks? What are the most common mindset issues that you see in the women you work with?
They think that, so basically they underrate themselves. They discount themselves, and they decrease their own value, basically. And they do that because they think that, okay, yeah, what I'm doing is okay. It's nothing special. They give themselves for granted. And if you do not put yourself first, and if you are not the first one to believe in yourself, I mean, it's
You're not going to get very far.
It's very hard to make this happen, because the point is that opportunities are everywhere around us, inside of us, everywhere. Okay, but the point is that if we have, I think that they are blinkers.
Blinders.
Okay, blinders. Okay. If we have blinders, we don't see them. So what I do. There are 3 different phases, and there are 9 steps in my model. And the first 3, as I was mentioning, are the 3 powerful ones that I also call activate your manifesting muscle. Okay, activate your manifesting muscles. And this is something that, as you were mentioning, is something that starts from within. Okay, and out of the 3 pillars that make the whole 9 steps, the first one is activate your manifesting muscles. The second one is to set up your business to hit the 7 figures. Okay, so there is the strategy, the structure, the systems are there, of course, because the body is made of physical stuff, and also the business needs physical stuff, especially when you want to get to 6 figures. You absolutely need to have processes that are automated. Otherwise, you burn out. And the third pillar is to call in your raving fans. Okay, so there are those 3 pillars, and so the first of those 3 pillars is something from the inside out, and also the third one that is call in your raving fans in from the inside out, because it is all about vision. That is something that comes from within, of course. It's about thought leadership, aka visibility, and then dream team alliance. So you lead your team, you start building your team, you lead your team, and so you take it from there.
And none of that can happen if you don't believe in yourself. And I think going back to that original point of the big mindset issue that you see kind of pervasive throughout women entrepreneurs is if they don't believe in themselves, no one else is going to. And we tend to get in this trap of knocking ourselves down, having self-doubt, thinking, oh, that's possible for that person I saw on Instagram, but not for me. And what that really is you living with a constant saboteur behind your back who's just knocking things out of your reach left and right. And so I love that you need to start with that mindset shift of believing in yourself. And part of believing in yourself is setting your business up with those systems in order for you to succeed. So we're going to take a super short commercial break, but when we come back, I want to ask you about the other two, Emotionset and Energyset. So we'll be right back. Hey, Ray here. Let's talk money. Money is universal. It's the conduit for exchanging energy between people and business entities, which are really just more people. It's how we build the lives we want, and it's how we can make an impact for the better. As a good friend of mine likes to say, good money in the hands of good people can do good things. And if you don't have a healthy relationship with money, you're inevitably going to run into trouble. Whether you're struggling with your pricing or you're not sure where the money you work so hard for is vanishing off to, or you just want to have an easier time of attracting in money like a magnet, you will find everything you need to transform your money mindset and manifest the wealth you want inside of my course, Money Mindset Mastery. Plus, as an added bonus, you'll also get access to my most popular barrier-busting workshop, Price Yourself Perfectly. Learn more at chironconsulting.us/money mindset. That's all one word, money mindset. Go to chironconsulting.us/money mindset. We're back with Luisa Ferrario. So Luisa, we talked about mindset. Now talk to me about Emotionset. This seems like a very complex one. When we start talking about emotions, people get uncomfortable and they're like, oh, I don't want to go there. But what is Emotionset and how does it impact our business?
Okay, so we are emotional beings. There is no escape to that. So I think that we should normalize that we are literally made of emotions, because emotions are released with hormones, and hormones are leading our systems. And so it's important to give attention to emotions and to acknowledge what is going on. And again, normalize this process. And if there is one message that I wanted to strongly convey here, is that there is a very tricky emotion that we should pay a lot of attention to, and this is shame. Okay, shame is the most invalidating emotion that we have. And because shame has the power to stop us, to sometimes also to delete parts of our ego that are functional, because ego is not bad per se. Right. It's not good, it's not bad, but there are parts of ego that we absolutely need to keep and to activate and to have more in order to reach our goals. It's not just the six figures, it's every goal in life. Right. Emotions are a fundamental piece of growing a business and reaching the 6, the 7, the 8 figures. It doesn't matter, because we can leverage on the right emotions, on emotions that are functional, instead of being scared and fear our own fears, because then, it's a dog biting its own tail. So probably this is the most important piece that I can talk about related to emotions. Yeah.
I think it was Joe Dispenza who I first heard say, emotions are energy in motion. And so if you don't feel your emotions and you just kind of stuff them down and you just put your business suit on and you just kind of look, you try to look the part, you're stifling all of that energy. You're stopping it, you're damming it up so that it can't move. And that ends up manifesting in your business and in your life of things becoming stagnant and not getting to where you want to be. So in this context of shame, how do you help women move through these emotions and get to where they want to be without it, of course, turning into a huge therapy session? You know, you want to keep the confines focused on business, but at the same time, you bring up a very valid point that our emotions are either going to carry us to where we want to go, or they're going to stop us.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the years, I acquired tons of tools and techniques that I transfer them. Of course, not all the techniques and not all the tools, because they do not always apply to everybody, but just those that resonate with the person, and just those that are functional. Again, this word is coming back again, that are functional to reach the point that we want to get to. And so there are techniques that just melt away self-sabotage. There are techniques that help us to get energized. There are other tools and other techniques that helps us to ground. It depends what we need, because we do not all start from the same place. And but for sure, I welcome everybody where they are. I welcome everyone where they are, and because so it's my way of working is that I appreciate what is already there.
Yeah.
And I deeply believe that we are perfectly gifted, okay? And this is the reason why we use the word activation, because we are not reinventing any wheels here. We are just pinging things that are already there, and that for gazillions reasons haven't been haven't had the opportunity, the possibility to speak up and manifest themselves, and as you were saying, to get in motion and keep things going the way we want them to go. Doesn't make sense.
And I think this is so refreshing to hear, because so as someone who comes from the mental health world in a previous career, and especially in our Western world, we're taught that if you're feeling certain emotions, there's something wrong with you. You need to fix that. You need to go to therapy. You need to work on this for years. And really what you're saying is the way that you are now is the way that you're meant to be. And now let's activate certain things in you so that you have the tools to deal with the emotions and not label them or put them in a box as the bad part of you. All of you is valid. And so let's dive into this.
Let me add one thing here. We build on what we already have. It's impossible for us to build on something that is not already there. So I don't see the point of not acknowledging who the person already is, and the talents, the gifts, and also, the shit that they bring to the table. Because let's face it, it's that if we hide that, we are hiding a vital part of ourselves, because we are the creator of our life, we are the creator of our business, and there is no reason to hide behind anything. This is what I wanted to add.
I think that's a really powerful idea. And I want people listening to this to really let that sink in, because everything that has happened to you, and if people have listened to episode 1 of my show, they know my past and things that I did in my life in response to some negative experiences. But all of that got me to where I am today. And as shitty as some of those things in our past are, personally, I wouldn't change anything, because I love where I am today. And that's the thing that people don't see when they're in the middle of the building process. They just see all the shitty, damaged building blocks. They don't see the beautiful castle that is going to be created from all of that. So I think that's an excellent point. Now, talk to me about this third prong of your three powerful ones, I think this is the one that I'm going to get most excited about because I love talking about energy. So talk to me about, what does Energyset mean?
Okay, so I am the one that I am excited about as well, because again, I have been practicing energy techniques and using energy tools for probably 25 years, maybe more. And I can easily say that energy is my language, is the language that I understand the best, and is the one that I practice with more ease and joy. So basically, as I was mentioning earlier, probably our audience know about that. Maybe they do not. I don't know. But we are literally made of energy. Okay, so we have different bodies. We have a physical body, a mental body, an emotional body, a spiritual body, and then we have something that goes through all the bodies and ups and downs and left and right, whatever. And this is energy. And sometimes with just a little tweak, we can literally shift the whole world. That means that we shift the inside, and the outside shows up in a different way. Because as I was mentioning before, we start seeing the opportunities, okay? And I'm not familiar with your personal story. I'm sorry about that. I didn't come prepared.
Okay. You're good.
But what I can tell is that I come from a very challenging past. And I have been through abuses of any kind. I experienced an alcoholic father. I experienced a mother who was who had a lot of addictions, and so my body has fibromyalgia, and I am a hypersensitive person, and I'm also dyslexic. So I had to, to take care of different things and to find my way, maybe a little bit later than other people, because I had to take care. I say I had to because, I know that was a choice of mine, but I was not so aware as I am today, and I didn't know that was a choice, though. So I thought that it was and I have to. And so and I got to the point that I had when I was in my early 30s. I'm now 54. When I was in my early 30s, I thought that I had everything in life. I had a beautiful house. I had beautiful cars. I had a beautiful husband, an amazing daughter. I had a business. I had the money, beautiful locations where to go on vacation. And then in a matter of few weeks, I lost everything to the ground, everything.
Wow.
And when I got to the point that I was losing custody of my daughter, I woke up from the fog and the dark place where I was. And I told to myself, I don't think this is life. Life, this could be a part of what life is, but there should also be a bright side.
Yeah, there's more.
And I want that bright side. And I want to intentionally, deliberately build a persona who can achieve a certain kind of freedom. Because for me, freedom is a very triggering word. And it's a word that speaks loud about who I am and what I stand for. And so going back to energy, when that happened, also my energy shift happened. Unfortunately, I had to learn the lesson the hard way, or I chose to learn the lesson the hard way. But I am grateful that I can show up for other women and help them shorten the journey to freedom, to at least to a certain kind of freedom. There is a beautiful quote. I think that it is from Buddhism, but I am not sure. It says basically, it says that one candle can lighten 1,000 candles. And so I made that sort of a statement, and this is what I can offer to others. So I think that when you are around people like me, like you, who are deeply rooted into gratitude and loving what is there, everything is much easier and everything is much fun, because I think that joy is a serious matter when it comes to business. Okay, so if we insist in doing things because the guru said that we have to do that and it gives us vomit, I don't think we are putting the best energy out there if we go and do things that we are not happy to do.
Exactly. And your business is supposed to bring you joy, bring you freedom. I love that you bring up freedom, because that's the reason why so many people start their businesses. And so if your business is depressing your energy, if it's making you feel low and low vibe emotions, then that's just going to lead to more of the same. You have to make deliberate changes in your business to bring that joy back in, bring that passion back in, which is why you started your business in the first place, because you were passionate. You shouldn't lose the passion. You definitely shouldn't lose the joy. So what are some of the this is the last question I wanted to ask you is, what are some of the symptoms that women might notice in themselves when they're struggling with Energyset? Because Energyset, we can talk about it and it's this very ethereal thing. And I think people can anchor into, especially your story, and thank you for sharing that. I think they can relate to that. But what are the symptoms that they'll notice in their daily life when they're struggling with Energyset?
Yeah. So, for instance, when you struggle with setting boundaries, this is an energy issue. When you get deprived of your energy because you are doing a certain task, because you are hanging out with a certain person, because you say yes to a certain kind of clients. Hello, not at all. I know that at the beginning, as you mentioned, we work with the whomever, but this is not going to happen when you want to get to six figures. Otherwise, there is no way to get there. And so, or for instance, other things are that you get sick too many times, or that you lose things. It could be that you are losing money. It could be that you are leaving money on the table. It could be that you are losing opportunities. Things like that. And for sure, if you feel kind of, a little bit switched off, you do not have enthusiasm. Of course, it's impossible to be enthusiastic every day, every hour of the day. I mean,
right.
Of course, but there should be an average, and an average amount of enthusiasm and of joy. So if you find yourself ghosting events, ghosting people, so you should ask yourself some questions.
Absolutely. These are such rich topics, and we just barely scratched the tip of the iceberg here. I mean, mindset, Emotionset, Energyset, these are things that go deep. So if people want to learn more about you and learn more about these concepts, where can they check you out?
So I am the leader of a vivid, amazing community that is on Facebook, that is called Wealthier Women Entrepreneurs. And we are talking about those things, and I am helping out everybody who is in the community to find at least the first step to get things done and to to start the process. And there are a lot of resources that they can tap into, and there are other beautiful people, beautiful souls, amazing entrepreneurs. We are ambitious. We have ambitions, and we are ambitious, and we want to be empowered and empower ourselves and empower others. It's a very inclusive environment, and I think that it looks a lot like me.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like, Luisa, yeah.
And we will put the link to that Facebook community in the show notes so everyone can access that easily. Thank you so much for being here, Luisa. This was fantastic.
Thank you. And ciao.
Hey, Ray here again. Thanks for listening. If you liked this episode, please subscribe and rate us in your favorite podcasting platform. Want to be a guest on the show or know someone who has an amazing story of entrepreneurship? Apply on our website at chironconsulting.us/podcast.